Hello again, friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to a Friday night's Talking Town. Are you excited? Premier League season kicks off in half an hour's time with Man United versus Fulham, but of course, the big game tomorrow, Ipswich Town, Liverpool, our first Premier League game back in a long time. How are you feeling? What are your thoughts? What you're feeling? How are you excited? How early we get to the game? Let us know all of that wonderful business in our live chat this evening. An exciting time to be an Ipswich Town fan, and it's been a busy day again. We've had some transfers confirmed, some more rumours on possible future transfers. McKenna and Wes Burns doing the media. All of it has been going on at Portman Road today, and Playford Road as it is. But don't forget, we are partnered once again with Match Bingo. Play Match Bingo, win cash prizes, and each time you play, you are also helping to raise funds for the East Anglian Air Ambulance. They've got a fantastic opening season offer. Start the season off with a bang. Get £20 free when you deposit £10. All Premier League games for August are buy 3 cards, get 2 free. And bingo for the new season is buy 2, get 1 card free. So that start the season offer is get £20 free when you deposit £10. That runs to the 19th of August, I believe. So just the opening weekend of the Premier League. Over 18s only, be gamble aware. And how you download the Match Bingo app is now on your screen. Go to your app device, wherever you get your apps, all of that wonderful business. And don't forget, each time you play, you do help raise funds for the East Anglian Air Ambulance. A crucial service. I'm sure you'll agree, just like how crucial the service will be to our frontmen this season. Amari, Wes, Delap, maybe one more from Chelsea. Who knows? It keeps being linked. It keeps being spoken about. Colin's in our chat. He was on ITV Anglia, I believe. Colin, let us know in the chat how it went, my man. I'd love to hear about it. Hopefully see you tomorrow at the game. I'll be at the Fan Zone pre-game and, of course, at the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue post-game. Looking to record some bits and pieces in the Fan Zones. If you're about, come and say hello, and hopefully we can, if you want to, get you on camera, get your thoughts for the season ahead, and, of course, the post-game show, the match reaction, back once again from the feet of Sir Ralph Ramsey. Looking forward to hearing thoughts, feelings as we come out of Portman Road at full time. And what will it be? Will it be a positive result in the sense of, a point or 3 points? Some will say we're going to win. Will you be on a cloud nine? Let us know everything you're feeling. I'll get through some comments as I tweet out that we are live. We able to sleep tonight, says Adam Balamplay. No, I'll be honest. Probably haven't. In fact, I've not slept properly any day this week. I've been literally trying to go to sleep every night this week, and just hasn't happened. It just hasn't happened. I think it's been building towards this moment. Rob Holmes, evening all. Well, that was fun. 24 hours. Went from Ed drawing attracted in a Premier League ad to us signing 3 quality players. Still, one of the highlights is still surely the Paddy Power advert. That's just comedic genius. Love it. Lots to get through. Let's welcome in, first of all, Matthew Phillips, the media mogul, fresh from a media appearance with BBC Merseyside. How did it go? It
was all right. The internet was a bit dodgy. We've been having that on this show recently, haven't we? They got it sorted out. I'm not feeling particularly fresh myself because it was the Chris Hall wedding yesterday. So I'm going to sleep well tonight. I need some kip.
I bet. Was it good? Did he get married?
Yes, she turned up. He's now married, man.
That's the most
and
important
also,
thing, right?
Can I tell people the exclusive I told you that was told to me at the bar?
I don't believe you personally, but yes, tell the world, Matthew.
Well,
tell the world.
One of me and Chris's mutual friends who works in football was at an event. Ed Sheeran was there, got talking to him about the town and looking forward to the Premier League. And then he said, one of my mates is a host on Talking Town. And Ed said, I know Talking Town. You might be watching now. How you doing, Ed? All right.
Evening, Ed. Hope you're well. Loving the adverts you're putting out. Look, I'll take it. I'll buy it every day of the week if you're selling it. That is absolutely brilliant. I love it. Absolutely love it. And Ed, you're more than welcome at any point, my friend, to click that link. If you want to get involved and have your say on your football team. And it is your football team now, by the way. Minority shareholder. Please do come and say hello. But before bringing in our other contributor, Mr. Chandler, Rich Chandler, and we gave him his nickname there. What are your thoughts on Ed Sheeran taking that minority shareholding in the football club?
I reckon when he was sat next to Elton at Vicarage Road, he must have whispered in his ear, you can follow me and be the chairman of the club. I mean, who knows where he could lead. But I mean, it's great, isn't it? I mean, even people at the wedding, we were chatting yesterday and they were saying, what is Sheeran's involvement, etc., and all that kind of stuff. And everyone was kind of, and we've said it on the show before, I'd much rather have someone like an Ed Sheeran involved with Ipswich Town than a betting company or, one of these crap brands you get now on shirts. I think it's brilliant. And, they mentioned it on the BBC Merseyside thing, a global superstar with our club. I think it's brilliant.
That's the key, the global sensation that is. The only person bigger in music at the moment is Taylor Swift. That's for me. That's the only person bigger.
They were together on the stage, weren't they? The other night, last night, Wimbledon.
You can make an argument for he is head and shoulders above everybody else, as we were. Last year, although we finished second, of course, but we were, in my opinion, we were head and shoulders above everybody else. Chris Taggart from New Zealand. Good morning. He says, "Good morning from Queenstown. We're a Premier League. Would be great at least a draw. If we lose, please not a hiding." And $20. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate the $20. That's really appreciated. Thank you ever so much. Liam, this time next year, we'll be looking forward to the Champions League draw. Liam's gone early with the Champions League prediction. Love it, Liam. Welcome to the show. Did Mr. Ed buy Sammy for us? If so, a big thank you, says Michael. And Trevor liked the video of Ed on the tractor. Joining me and you is Mr. Crystal Ball himself, Richard Chandler. And before we go any further, because it's fresh in my mind, tell the people what's going down in regards to the walk, Rich. Big news.
So last year, I obviously did a walk from Colchester to Ipswich in aid of the foundation. This year it's kind of up to notch, and the supporters club committee that I'm on now have organised on the day of the Fulham game, so the 31st of August, that we're going to be walking from Colchester United to Ipswich Town, which the route we've took is 19 miles. Can't think why we picked 19. Oh, maybe that's because it's Marcus Stewart's goal tally in the Premier League, because it's all in aid of the MND Derby Rimmer Association. And I'm also now going to be taking part in the big one that they're doing in March as well, which is Wembley to Portman Road. But that's me on my own. How long
is that?
3 days.
Wear sensible shoes.
Yeah.
More than one pair, I'd say. We'll try and get Vernon Cave for you, Chandler, because obviously he's big on his fitness and done a lot of stuff recently. But that's great, Rich, honestly. Well done to you.
Really good.
Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. You say you're coming from Colchester.
Yeah,
which is a nice little segue there, because today's news, finally, the saga is over. Yeah. Sammy Szmodics has signed for Ipswich, and I remember you being on the first transfer show we did when he was linked. Now he's here. What are you thinking, Rich?
Same as I said then. I think it's completely no risk. He's 28 years old. He's probably hit his peak because he's just had his best ever season. I'll be honest. I doubted that he could go and replicate that, and thought it could be a bit of a Daryl Murphy season and a one-off, but he's got 3 goals in not even 2 full games for Blackburn, so he looks like he's in exactly the same form as he left the season, so he's clearly still hungry, and I think it's a hell of a signing. I think we've just gone and got the best player in the Championship, because whatever voters voted, Somerville wasn't the best player in the Championship. Szmodics was the best player in the Championship last season.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Top goal scorer of the Championship, Matt. 28 years of age, obviously, played at Colchester, got family in the local area, I believe. But it's rumbled on all summer long. And look, let's talk sensibly for a minute, Matt. I'm more used to transfer windows where we're waiting to sign David Healy and Bradley Dack, and neither ever arrive. David Nugent that never arrives. Billy Sharp that never arrives. This is the one that we finally get over the line, and what a quality player he's going to be. He's too good for the Championship, and his time now is here to really cut his teeth in the Premier League, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. It did rumble on, didn't it? I mean, we were chatting on WhatsApp, weren't we, Rich, and saying, "Is he coming?" And you said, "So's Christmas." I mean, I said maybe the January window would have to relook at it again, but yeah, I mean, Rich is right. He's he's riding a crest of a wave, and off the back of that really good campaign last season, what was it, 27 league goals. And he's still there, like you said earlier, Rich. He's not even had a proper pre-season with Blackburn. They've chucked him into 2 games where he scored 3 and got an assist. So he's come at a really good time. And as we've said previously, it's a bit of a drop in the ocean, isn't it? To spend, 9 million, 10 million we've probably spent on him. If he scores you the goals that then keep you in the Premier League for another season, which is then worth hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds. So I mean, it's a small fee to roll the dice on. I think it doesn't quite fit the player trading model. at 28 going on 29. But I think they, as an aside to that, as I say, if he keeps you in the Premier League, it's money well spent, and he's looking hot at the moment. So brilliant.
He doesn't fit that model, but you have also have linchpins in your side, as it were, that are players that can perform the here and the now, and they're not young players that are still developing, etc. So even though it's not the player trading model profile, it's still going to be actually huge vital for us throughout this season. That you have players that are in their peak, are quality. We've seen previously when we've done it under Evans. Arguably, we've tried to do the player trade, and if you get rid of the players that are in peak, you soon find out the players that are coming through aren't ready, and then you get into issues. And he's going to be a tremendous player for us, Matt. His attitude and character clearly fit the profile because he's not sulked, got his head down, he's worked hard, performed for Blackburn. That's also another key there. He's not just sat in the stands watching his teammates while the move rumbles on. He's played, he's rolled his socks up, he scored goals, he does what he does, but where's he going to play? Where's he going to fit in for you? And I'll ask you the same question, Rich, in a second. Matt, first of all, where's he going to play for you? Where's he going to fit in?
Well, I mean, he seems to have scored all his goals from that kind of 10 role, isn't he? And I know he did play the 9 for Blackburn on occasion and scored there as well. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be jockeying for that position, I think, in that 10 with Connor Chaplin. And Amari, I'll throw in the mix there as well. I mean, look, well, they can't all play. So whoever sits on the bench, they're going to be great options coming off there. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting, Szmodics, isn't it? Because he comes to us and he wants that starting berth and he wants to replicate the goals again, which is brilliant. And he wants to show that he's Premier League standard. And then we'll come to him in a minute. But Kalvin Phillips is also like that, wanting to show his Premier League standard, because everyone, even my cousins, just messaged me, West Ham fan, and said he was crap for us. Hopes he's better for you. So he's got something to prove as well. But whether or not we'll see either of them tomorrow, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Chaplin's always been the shoe-in on that 10, hasn't he? I mean, he's been brilliant with us for the last 2 seasons. And then as we you see the evolution of the team, and now Szmodics is there to provide the competition in that position, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, and that's his primary competition for Chaplin, isn't he, Rich? You'd say?
I think so, but I think it's interesting because I think he's such a fit of the profile of the type of player we have in the forward position. I kind of feel like you've got Amari, who's good at a 10, but good on the left, good on the right. You've got Szmodics, I reckon probably could do either of those as well. You've got Wes, who I know he plays right for us, but he has played left for Wales, so he could play either side as well if you wanted him to. And I know that would mean you're then in the England scenario of having to cut back on the right probably to do anything. But equally, he'd probably just Travella the crossing instead, wouldn't he? Actually, but I think it's exciting. I think you look at our squad now, and I was talking about it being an A+ transfer window for us before these signings. These signings are next level. To have a player of Kalvin Phillips' experience coming to us, I don't care what he's done at Man City and West Ham, to be honest, because he was outstanding at Leeds and he was a linchpin of that Leeds side that did so well under Bielsa. He shouldn't have gone to Man City. That's what's caused it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And I was on the football news show that will be available on your iPlayer this evening, this morning, talking, and I was asked a question about Kalvin Phillips, and I think you're right, Rich. But you don't go to Man City unless you've got quality. You don't go to Pep Guardiola doesn't want to sign you unless you've got talent. Now, this is a player that's lost his way for whatever reason. Who would you want to pair him with, Rich? A player with talent and ability that might have lost his way through injuries, etc. Who do you want to pair him with? Arguably the brightest upcoming England manager in England, that is a known coach whisperer, known to get players better, tactically improves players. This almost is a marriage made in heaven, right?
I was going to say, if you listen to both their interviews, it's quite interesting. I would imagine John Eustace is pig sick with his captain in Lewis Travis if he's told Sammy to join Ipswich. Yeah, no, don't play here. Go and join Ipswich. But the words out on our coaching, and that's not just McKenna. That's the whole team, isn't it? But every single player has improved, and just because they're both 28, Sammy Morsey's improved in the time we've had him. Every other player that I can't think of a single player that hasn't, and some of those are older than 28. Yeah. I just think it's so exciting. It's such a big signing.
Yeah, it's a huge signing, Matt. And, you know, and this, as I said, is a marriage made in heaven for me. Talented player, coach whisperer. This is going to, and England will benefit. How many England players will be from Ipswich Town in the World Cup squad? That's the question I want to be asking you, Matt.
Finally, we get to see a Phillips in the modern era wearing an Ipswich Town shirt. It's written, isn't it? He's going to do the business. It wasn't me, it's Kalvin. I mean, look, someone else was at the wedding last night, has worked with Kalvin Phillips and said he was a really good guy. So you can see he's ticked the boxes off the pitch as well in terms of, you know, the right kind of, we call it pedigree of the character, don't we? He's ticking those boxes. So brilliant. And he has got something to prove, I think. Like you say, you know, Man City's been a failure for him. Maybe he should have stayed at Leeds, but then you've got to show some ambition, haven't you? Didn't work out at West Ham. I think his debut was when they got thumped 6-0, was it, against Arsenal? They all leave the stadium at half time. So it didn't really work out for him there. So as I said earlier, he's got something to prove. And yeah, I mean, look, Bielsa loved him, didn't he? And he said superb pass through the ball in tight spaces, getting counter-attacks flowing. That's what we want to be seeing, isn't it? You know, over the course of the season. So if he can find his form, brilliant. And who knows what might happen in the future? Maybe he'll become an Ipswich Town. If we stay up, he'll become an Ipswich Town player permanently. Who knows? I mean, as I said to BBC Merseyside, 15 months ago, we were still playing League One football, and the likes of Kalvin Phillips weren't even on the radar, were they? So, you know.
No, 2 years ago, Morecambe at home, first game.
There you go. Yeah, Carl Stockton ran us absolutely ragged that day. Sid Cup, loving the show. Looking forward to seeing just so we can see how we pitch ourselves against the Premiership. If we start to go down, I'll still enjoy every minute. And ITFC Biz says, I totally agree with you. Look at Massimo. You know, he arrived to us, hadn't played for Borough, been injured.
Great point.
Complete transformation. And that's exactly what McKenna, you know, can do. And you can sign both of those now for your Fantasy Premier League teams if you want to. We have got a Fantasy Premier League. You can join a Talking Town League. Links are on our social media. There will be prizes for first and second, and another game we're doing, but only for Discord users. So if you're a YouTube member or on our Ko-Fi and you're not on Discord, get yourself over there. It is Talking Town's Matchday 4, a weekly prediction league where we're going to try and predict 4 games every week, and who will win. There'll be prizes for that as well. Prizes to be announced, but they are exciting because I know, so I'm setting them. And they're on my notes, and I daren't announce them yet because it involves bank balances, and I don't like spending money, so I'm not announcing it yet. But it will be announced because I can't keep you from you now. I've said that, but you want to get involved. If you're not yet, sign yourselves up. $4.99, cancel at any point. We'll either play tomorrow. They've both signed in time. I'll start with you, Rich, on Sammy. Yes or no? Then I'll come to you, Phillips, on Phillips. Yes or no? Rich first. Szmodics. Yes or no? Will he play tomorrow?
I think he'll play a part, but I think he'll be off the bench.
Oh, okay. I like it. On the beep fence there a little bit, I feel. You know,
I just think that he's
fairly easy answer. Love your beep, by the way.
He's never trained with our first team. If they've done an hour today, that's probably the most they've done. So I just think to learn our patterns of play and stuff, playing against us, not playing for us is a different thing. I just don't see him. I don't see him starting him. I think he'll come off the bench.
Okay.
Probably in the number 9 to replace Delap.
Oh, hello. Okay. All right. ITFC Beard says, Gov, king of the segue. I'll take it, Beard. I'll take it all day long. Phillips on Phillips. Will he play? Won't he play?
Good. I mean, I don't know how much training he has done, you know, in terms of working on patterns of play, etc. With the squad. So I'm going to be conservative here and say I think he'll probably be on the bench, but will probably play a part at some point. Certainly, he's had a pre-season under his belt, hasn't he? I mean, I think he was on the bench at the Community Shield last week, and I think he was out in the States with Manchester City, and I think Guardiola was quite happy with how he'd been performing. All these name checks we're doing. Didn't have this in League One, did we? Oh, Guardiola was pleased with him, and now he's come to Ipswich, and etc. etc. So I think he'll play a part. I think he'll be off the bench. But who will start with Morsey tomorrow is the big one. Is it going to be Taylor? Is it going to be Luongo? Not sure.
Get the bandwagon out, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Taylor's coming down. His table is ready. Come on, Jack.
I think it'll be Mass. Sorry, man.
I predict it every week and it never goes right.
I think Taylor will be another one that comes off the bench. I think it's even more in the Premier League, but we showed the last 2 seasons how important our bench is with how hard we run. I think Taylor will come on when Mass has got nothing left.
Okay.
Or Phillips will come on.
He did hint in his press conference today that we'll have 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 making their Premier League debuts, which sort of indicated a little bit that he's going to be sort of sticking with the players that got him here, particularly in the first game. But Phillips will play a part. I've got no doubt about that, being a part of the squad. And he'll miss Man City, obviously. And what I really like, before we sort of move on, is Pep's comments on the move. In that it's a chance almost for Kalvin Phillips to reignite himself and show why he should come back next year and be a part of the squad. It's the sort of flavour I took from Pep's comments I've seen on social media, which I think is really good. It's laying down that gauntlet, and he's arguably one of the greatest managers of all time is Pep Guardiola. And when you get laid down that gauntlet as a player, you've got to pick it up, right?
Pep's really talking about when he's England manager in 18 months' time and Phillips is playing for us, isn't he?
What? Poor old Lee Carsley. Come on, it's the future, mate. The future's bright. The future's Carsley. It's the way it is. It's just the way it is. Right. Sneaky says, definitely come off the bench. Got to get up to speed. Start against Liverpool, a big ask. Russ with a great question. Talk about predictions. Guys, who do you predict as our top goal scorer this season? I started with Rich last time, so I'll start with Matt this time. On the spot, Matt. Give Rich a little bit of time to think there. Oh. Rich, you've got a head start on this one. Top goal scorer for the season. Who's it going to be, Phillips?
Blimey. It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, what is the aim? Are we thinking? What was the top scorer in the champ last season? Was Broadhead and Chaplin together with 13? So I think we'll see the goals divvied up and around the squad again. I like to think that Szmodics can continue this hot streak, as we say. He's coming in hot from Ewood Park to Portman Road. Hope he can continue that. Can he get double figures? I think anyone's in and around double figures for us would have had a good season. I'm going to go Szmodics. I 10 plus.
All right, 10 plus. Rich?
I think they are going to be shared around for definite. And I'll throw out there now, I don't think that my bet that I lost to Cruncher the season before last
many years ago now. Yeah.
but I think that we'll probably have a couple of players get double figures goals wise and quite a few in the high 8s, 9s. I'm trying to scratch around thinking in my head who I think is going to do it. Hurst. I think when Hurst comes back fit, he's going to be trying to prove himself, because he'll have had a few games, 4 games, 5 games, whatever it is, where he's not been able to feature. And I think he'll come back as strong as he came back when he started, because he came back looking on fire when he came back to the starting lineup against Coventry and Hull.
It's interesting though, Rich. Obviously, there's another link today in regards to the Chelsea centre forward. We've contacted their camp. There's talks.
Which one of their 85?
I'm not even going to try and pronounce. I've been practicing. You know what? I've got 2 players we're going to talk about now. I've been practicing their pronunciations all day, and I'm frozen live on air. So I'm going to come to you, Rich, for the striker from Chelsea, the one that's been linked heavily. If he does come in, is that going to limit Hurst's opportunities for that top goal scorer trophy, as you've just sort of said he's going to have?
I think McKenna's quite loyal, and I think Hurst will get opportunities. And I think that whoever is the guy in form will get the shirt. So I think if Szmodics comes on, scores, he'll probably then start to get more and more minutes, and vice versa. I think it could be anyone's shout, but I tried to work out our starting lineup and our bench, and already there's 3 or 4 players that are quite good that aren't on our bench in my mind.
It's good, isn't it?
Who are they? Who are they?
I personally think that we're going to start Fridge and Greaves, and I think Axel will be on the bench, and I think Wolves won't be on the bench.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Because I don't think you're going to have 2 centre backs on the bench.
Okay.
Good point.
I'm going to try and pronounce it. Borja from Chelsea. Don't know how correct that is. I might have butchered it. Apologies if I have. Linked, Matt, your thoughts on that one? Obviously, £35 million player, not so long ago.
I don't know too much about him. He's he's English, is he? But from Albanian heritage, I think. Armando, is it? Armando Borja? Is that his name?
We'll go with that.
Yeah, till someone corrects us.
I can't say Dazelle.
Yeah, you did struggle with that one. Yeah. You couldn't say El Mazzani? No, what did you used to say? What did you used to say? El Mazzani.
It doesn't matter what I used to. No one at home is caring what I used to say about it.
We're hopeful, Rich. We're hopeful that defender from Sheffield United don't start Was it Ahmed something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they've identified Bora as a player they want to get in, then fantastic. I mean, I've seen sort of a mixed reaction on that one from people that appear to be close to the player. I mean, look, anyone could appear like that, can't they, on social media? Didn't sound. Some people were saying he was coming to Ipswich. He wasn't keen to come. Some of the sources, I don't know, from various Chelsea platforms. I don't know, but we have said that when watching pre-season, I've enjoyed the pre-season, but we have been a little shy, haven't we, in terms of creativity and scoring? I don't think we scored ever more than one goal in a game over the summer. So we do need, and Delap's still finding his feet, and Hurst is injured. But we are addressing that with Szmodics coming in and Kalvin Phillips maybe to help with a little bit of creativity there. So if they do bring in another number 9 in, brilliant.
I still want Ian-Idas, as Steve Wright.
Yeah,
points
has he
out in
gone
the
to
chat.
Sporting now? Then has he gone there?
I've not seen anything.
Yeah,
I've not seen anything confirmed. But Steve Wright says, "Do you think we need a number 9? Panathinaikos got knocked out of the Europa League last night, or qualified last night. Ian-Idas a possibility. Still, I've not heard that offer on the table has been rescinded. But I'm not an ITK, so
Leicester were linked, weren't they? Leicester were linked, I think, earlier in the week.
How have they got any money to spend? Haven't they got points deduction and PSR and stuff?
Where's the where we were chatting last night? Where's the points penalty? They were told they were going to get this, were they not?
They're probably waiting for the faint hope of survival, and then it's right at the last minute, and snatch the hand away and go, "Nope, you're not having that."
Yeah,
and deliver it down like that, because that's how it works, isn't it? Theatre, the Premier League, mate. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Another player linked. Pictures of him, reportedly in Stoke by Nayland, a Napoli midfield player, Matt. What are your thoughts on that one? And please try and say his name for me, because I've been doing it all afternoon and I've forgotten it.
I'm going to say how Sky said it. So it's Jens Kajusta.
Kajusta, that's it. You're right.
Now this is a lad I know a little bit more about, and I've watched a little bits of him on YouTube. He looks good. He looks really good. A powerhouse in midfield, and he can put a tackle in. He's giving you the best of both worlds, I think. It looks like he can play that kind of CDM role if you wanted him to, because he's got a good tackle on him. And he moves with pace, quick turn of pace as well, and brings the ball forward with good ball control. So he can be your box-to-box man as well. So he looks really good. And I think the Messiah of transfers has spoken, hasn't he? Fabrizio Romano says that there's a deal to be done there, that should we stay up, we will buy him. So he looks really good. He's 25, 26, part of that Napoli side that won the league the season before last. But obviously on the periphery of their team. I mean, I'd like to see their midfield, see who's keeping him out, because he looks decent. So we're supposed to go to Brentford. The rumour was he failed the medical, but it sounds like he's done all right with us. So I don't know what that was about, whether or not that was even true. Who knows? But, if Brentford didn't want him and he comes there, he looks good to me.
Kajusta, a Swedish international, Rich, with a loan, with an obligation to buy, should we stay up? If he arrives, now give me a midfield too, with Kalvin Phillips, Kajusta, Morsi, Luongo, Taylor. That's a really strong area of the pitch all of a sudden.
It's strong, but you've also got a factor that in the Premier League, ignoring VAR, Morsi and Luongo and Taylor, and probably Delap as well, when you've seen how he plays, are all going to pick up yellows.
Yeah,
they'll all pick up the odd red as well. And we've not really, touch wood, we've not really had red cards under McKenna, but we'll get some this season. But we've not really had them against us either, or penalties for us either. But we'll get those as well because of the way that VAR is. So I think we'll have more games that we miss Morsi than we've had before. But we've now got people that come in, and Kajusta, however you say it, I can't say it now. Yeah. He looks a player, and he's got 20 odd caps already for Sweden. He's clearly played at a decent level, and like you say, won the title in Italy. I think that's a quality addition. So then it's competing for places, isn't it? Which is what you should have everywhere. And McKenna said he wanted 2 for every single position, and he meant 4 for the central midfield, without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. And the levels are rising. And this is what you want at the football club, and we're really giving it a fantastic go, a real sign of ambition from the football club, and not content to come and play weakest link, as it were, and bank the cash and go back down again like others have. I'm not going to say names. And really, giving it every barrel, as it were. And that's what you want from your football club, right? You want to see that ambition. You want to see that we're here not to just be, one of the numbers. We're here to try and do something. And it's exciting time. And Andy says Kai's exciting the most out of all the signings. Obviously not confirmed just yet, but is heavily rumoured to be confirmed in the next insert time period. Hamish said, for me, best signing for the town is Greaves, followed by Szmodics. Sneaky Squid, be interested to see how we deal with VAR this season. VAR will, probably play a part tomorrow. We're gonna get on the big screen though, aren't we? Replays after the decision's been given. We won't see it in the process. I think I was reading the Athletic. We'll see it afterwards, which would be,
that can't
helpful.
Cause any trouble, can it?
I'm sure I read that in the Athletics to try and keep more fans more in touch with what's going on.
More in touch with how bad refereeing and VAR is.
They're going to have real time on social media as well, aren't they? Explaining decisions, I think. On X and stuff like that. So it'll be more. I think it'll be better when they bring in that semi-automated offside. Yeah. I think that they said that's going to bring down the average wait time on the decisions. I mean, I saw Howard Webb was talking about it, talking about that kind of stuff and how they're trying to make it a more fan-friendly exercise for the fans. Because, you'll be up celebrating tomorrow a goal that would ordinarily be given in the champ or whatever, but there's going to be the time delay to make sure it actually can stand. So we could go from up here to down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there is scenarios that we've had over the last 2-3 years. We've been sat here moaning about officials because they wait for a VAR that doesn't exist because they're used to refereeing at a higher level.
Yeah.
At least now they're going to actually have someone making a decision for them.
Yeah.
Because it can't be worse than the Championship. Honestly, I think that refereeing in the Championship and League One is abysmal.
Although Howard Webb has said again, hasn't he? That there's going to be more emphasis on clear and obvious, and VAR not getting involved and overturning on-field decisions where the on-field decision wasn't. And referees, interesting, they're going to see it in real speed. They're not going to see it slowed down, which I think is interesting. Another interesting.
It changes the context of it sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
In the real time. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, it's never been a clear and obvious error, which is what they brought it in for initially, and it's never been treated like that. Because as soon as you start slowing it down, you're not making it obvious.
Oh, yeah. Hey, VAR is VAR. It is what it is, and will be what will be. And as we sort of round up tonight's show, the excitement levels are building. Everyone is literally foaming at the bit to get out there and be at Portman Road, a new revamped Portman Road, a 30,000 Portman Road. The excitement levels are off the charts. But I'm not going to ask you, sort of a regular question. I'm going to ask you a different question. I'm going to ask you, what's one thing you want to see from Town tomorrow? Now, obviously, everyone's going to go a win or a draw or whatever. That's obvious. I mean, less of an obvious answer. What's one thing you want to see from Town tomorrow, Chandler?
I want to see us go out there and play the way we can play, whether we win, whether we lose, whatever. I to be honest, I've predicted all along that I think we may well lose tomorrow. But that can't be a surprise. I think a lot of people will expect us to. But if we go out there and we've given it some, and we've had them at times where they are struggling against us, that will give our team confidence when it comes into playing the 18 teams twice a season that are more normal. Mm-hmm. By that, I mean, obviously not the top two that will be there at the end of the season. Yeah. Because we're playing two of our toughest games straight up, which... I'd rather that way, to be honest.
And this is it. Like Man United Fulham tonight. Some people might rate Fulham highly, but there may be a team that come into the season are in and around Ipswich. So like tonight, you watched it through different eyes. All of a sudden, you're thinking in previous years, you might think, "Oh, I hope Fulham beat Man United. What a great little result that would be." And now you're thinking, "I hope they get absolutely nothing." If anything, get hammered and get demoralised a bit. You know what I mean? Like you're not watching it through the same eyes, and that's really interesting. Before I get your answer, Matt, and everyone's waiting at home on bated breath, I'll get a few comments. But before you do, Stowmarket Osteopaths, give Freddie a call. He's the gov there. Don't live life in pain. give Freddie a call. 01449 613 633 for osteopath physiotherapy. He is an absolute legend. So go and see Freddie at Stowmarket Osteopaths. 01449 613 633. Adam says, be competitive. Sneaky says, very hard game tomorrow. What are you saying, Phillips, before I get some more comments?
Yeah, what I want to see tomorrow is a continuation of what's given us success already over the last 2 seasons. It's that energy, it's that attitude, the togetherness. I think Sneaky Squid said it on there as well. Spirit. And you want to see a continuation of that with these new faces, these new parts of the pieces that are going into the jigsaw. Because that certainly has been the catalyst, hasn't it? To, like we say, to ride that wave to the Premier League on back-to-back promotions. You know, you have to have more than just the talent. You have to have that togetherness of a squad and believing in the manager and having that correct attitude. And I hope we see that with these new faces. And certainly, as we were saying, you know, Kalvin Phillips is ticking that box for someone off the pitch. Let's hope that they can do it on the pitch for us as well. So yeah, I mean, that's been our secret sauce, isn't it? That kind of that McKenna attitude, the togetherness of the group, as he likes to call it. And let's hope that continues with the new faces. I think it's difficult to keep that going with, you know, because as we've said, new faces have come in. Why have they come in? Because you need quality and you need competition for spots in the starting 11. So that may breed its own problems further down the line. But let's hope we kickstart tomorrow. And if we do go a goal down, we never saw heads drop, did we? What was it? We only lost 1 game at Pullman Road last season, and we've two at Pullman Road over the last 2 seasons. So if we do go a goal down tomorrow or 2 down, you know, let's see that confidence, let's see that attitude, and if we are to lose the game, so be it. But you know, go down on your shield, basically.
Yeah, Colin says passion in spades. We've got leave it on the pitch from Mike D. Hamish, I want to see Town play with vim and vigour. Ferocity of a hungry brown bear and the finesse of a flying stork. Hamish.
Very poetical. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hamish. Russ says, our boys show what we can do. Don't underestimate us. We'll upset some of the big boys for sure. Great comments as always. Love the live chat. Love it when you guys and girls at home get involved. So thank you so much for your live comments. Rich, a pleasure talking football with you, and good luck with the walk. We'll keep mentioning that as we go. Matt, you're walking out of the wilderness tomorrow to Portman Road.
Yes. Well, I'm getting the train, actually. I'm going to get the train.
The train out of the wilderness. But either way,
yeah.
I also thought it was a good little segue there from walking to walking out.
It was good. You are very good at the segues. You've been very good. Yeah.
Just thought it was good. But no, thank you for joining me, and go and rest that head. All right. You've got a hangover. You're now realizing it's not funny, is it, at our age of life, to go and get drunk and you know, and have a good time. We did the next day.
We did have a good time. It was decent. I'm sure Chris will tell you all about it when he's next on the show. He was asking me when he is going to be on the show again, by the way. So he's keen.
I mean, I have one beer. Next morning is like, where's the paracetamol? Where is it? Quick. And that's after one. But enjoy this evening if you can. Sleep well if you can. And enjoy tomorrow, most importantly. And don't forget, we are live after the game with a match reaction show. Join us there at the statue. Join us online to watch it. Either way, have a great day and tune into my match reaction. But thank you to Rich. Thank you to Matt. And we'll see you all tomorrow. One more sleep and then we're there. Catch you later.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down low and I am blue, I can't get enough. Oh, yes, lover. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Oh, yes, lover. I woke up all soaked in sweat, with chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from just the thought of you.